Okay, Sean, could you tell us a little bit about what we did here today?
Yes, we, AARP Oklahoma, invited several community partners across the state, and we had a Social Security forum for opinion leaders.
And what was the overall thought that came out of this or discussion that happened as a result?
Well, we had a real robust discussion about long-term care solvency of Social Security, the lack of involvement by younger folks in the debate, and the need to engage more younger folks in this discussion, but also how important it is to talk about the options that are on the table and making sure everyone has a clear understanding of what they mean, both the pros and cons.
How they hurt Social Security's finances, and then you can judge on whether.
Yes, just by coincidence, I do think it's a good idea.
Okay. So David, let's go to you because you were making the argument.
Can you just tell me a little bit about your thoughts about today's forum? What is running through your mind after hearing the discussion?
Well, first of all, I think the main thing was the fact that it just struck me. I mean, it was just an impact of some information that I had not gathered, had not taken time to look for, and as a consequence, when you get that type of information, it's kind of a defining moment. It's a very impactful type of statement, and in doing so, it just kind of gets your attention and opens the ears and the eyes as to what really is out there. So for that reason, I certainly appreciate what AARP has accomplished for us.
Was there any one particular topic that stood out to you today in today's discussion?
I think some of the statistics that were shared in the early part of our meeting that had to do with the dependency of the Social Security benefits to the average citizen. I didn't realize that many individuals were quite that dependent. I come from a kind of a position that I thought more people had more retirement benefits through an employment situation or savings or inheritance. And when you start looking at the dependency, it's a serious problem.
Tim, can you tell us just your general thoughts about the Opinion Leader Forum and what you think about Social Security reform?
It's a very, very important issue right now in Congress. They got a huge job to do. There's a lot of options, and some of the options are, in my opinion, the eliminating the cap is I think is a good thing. I'm real concerned about raising the age a lot on the retirement ages because of the quality of retirement is a big issue too. After people retire, they want a good quality of life and some type of income to enjoy themselves.
Was there anything that surprised you or that you learned that you didn't know in today's forum?
Not really. It was like say it was that different options was I didn't know there was that many options on the table in Washington, and like I say, they have a huge job to try to sort those options.
What are their proposals? I mean, there's a way, I think, of indexing maybe an increase in the Social Security payroll tax over maybe a period of time graduated in, as well as raising the cap on, the income level paying into Social Security. I think there's a way of maybe graduating that over time where it's a little bit, less painful, for people to bear. What's not here at this table, other than you, Dusty, is the folks that are going to be paying it, basically, or those of us that are, at or close to, Social Security age. We should be asking you, what do you think?
I think a lot of, some of my classmates, we just had our 20th year high school reunion. So a lot of the opinion is by the time, because he was saying 20, 30, 33, I was like, I still wouldn't qualify. I'd be right at 60. So I'd have another 70 years. We're just kind of the opinion that it's not going to be in existence by the time that we get there. Which I think actually realistically is a possibility. Now, as to what to do about it, there are, as we saw just from the two people, there's a gamut of opinions I know a lot of my colleagues and a lot of friends are saying what they plan on doing is basically, since we're not depending on it, is trying to find a different, like, route as far as how we're going to invest. Trying to deal with employers as to what they'd be willing to do as far as our pensions and profit sharing and things like that. So there's not a lot of faith from those, you know, I'm 38, so there's not a lot of faith for us to say, you know, we think, well, by the time we get there, we're going to be on our own. I don't know if we're willing to have any more children. I don't know that I want to encourage my daughter to have grandchildren. I don't want to be that yet.
Well, did this reassure you that by making some of these adjustments now, we can assure that it'll be there for you? Do you feel more confident now that after hearing some of these proposed changes?
I felt like this would not be necessarily my old age insurance, that this is definitely going to be supplemental.
Of course, that's the way it was intended to begin with.
So, but I'm feeling like the amounts, like I can think about what my parents are receiving. My parents are older, what they were getting. It would probably be maybe less than half of what someone maybe 10 to 15 years, my senior, would be expecting when they started to draw. I think everybody's saying we may be getting somewhere between, I think the average opinion is about $400 to $500 a month.
So do you mind continuing to pay into Social Security?
I don't personally. Dealing in healthcare as I do, there is more apprehension about it with some of the younger people than I would have expected.